Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm so happy to be here and to talk about how to make an application to Langley College. I'm going to give you some information today that hopefully will give you step-by-step approach on how to make an application, some top tips to support you with that, and some suggestions and ideas about what you should do about research if you haven't done enough research before you've obviously applied. So today, obviously, is an opportunity for you to get some information from us. We are obviously doing this virtually. My colleague, Maxine, has obviously done a presentation about the wonderful things available at Langley College. So I'm just going to go through the application process. But before I do that, I just want to explain a few things that you might have questions on. If you do have any questions, by the way, please do put them in the chat. We will pick them up. We will answer them as we go through the process. And I'm more than happy to answer any questions you may have at the end. So bear with me, I'm just going to get my slides going. So first thing, when you're making a decision to apply, you need to obviously do some research. And we would like you to think about the course you're applying for and the level you're applying for. This table is a quick way of looking at the subject matters, the levels that we have on offer, so that when you do your research, you can see the type of course available and the level available. So what I mean by level, so we're talking about courses which you want to apply for. You need to know what the entry requirements are and how long the course is and what level the course is. So in this table, for example, if you are interested in doing courses at a level 3, which is the advanced level, your entry requirement for that particular courses will be around 5 GCSEs grade 9 to 4. That's pretty much standard approach for most colleges. There is a bit of obviously difference when it comes to different courses and the entry requirements, but that's pretty much a standard requirement. So 5 GCSEs grade 9 to 4 is what is normally required to get onto a level 3 course. And the types of qualifications you can do is based at level 3 are things like BTEC extended diplomas, MVQs, advanced apprenticeships. I'll go into advanced apprenticeships later on in the slide, but I just want to stop and explain what a BTEC is and compared to an MVQ and possibly compared to what is a normal A-level pathway or a GCSE pathway. So what I mean by that is that BTECs, MVQs, which is a national vocational qualification, these are what we call vocational pathways or vocational courses. And that means they are hands-on, very practical. The idea is you actually study the program, you learn about it, you try it, you actually practice the subject matter, and you may write coursework, you may do some exams, but it's predominantly coursework. It's about practical learning. And at Langley College, we have a huge range of vocational courses on offer. So there's an opportunity for you to apply and learn the skills, do the practice, get the qualification, and hopefully get you job ready so that when you move up to the next stage of your education or employment, you've got the necessary skills, what the employers are looking for. So things like BTEC extended diplomas or MVQs is the kind of terminology you should be looking for if you're interested in a vocational course. As I mentioned to you before, there is some elements of exams now. Things are changing because of the government's direction with these courses, but it is predominantly practical. And the whole range of things from things like construction, motor vehicle engineering, and beauty, sports, public services, IT, business, to name a few, travel and tourism, are all what we call vocational courses, very practical, and they are offered at Langley College. You can also get to level 3 if you're doing other kinds of courses and other qualifications as well. So if you don't have the 5 GCSE grades between 9 and 4, you can start at intermediate level, which is level 2. And for that, you need GCSE grades 4 to 2. You can also do a BTEC first diploma, which will allow you to get onto a level 2, and then it'll move you up to a level 3 in the future. I'll stop there because I want to explain how long these courses are at the moment as well. So a level 3 course can be normally 2 years long. A levels is 2 years, a BTEC extended diploma can be 2 years as well. A level 2 intermediate course is 1 year long, and it's an opportunity for you to get a qualification. In this level 2 qualification, you can also do resits in maths and English if you need to. So if you do not hold a grade 4 and above, it's an opportunity to add that to your study program, and you can make sure you get your maths and English before you move up to level 3. We also offer at Langley College a level 1 foundation course, and that's the foundation part of the program. And for that, you just need GCSE grade 2 or below. And that's an opportunity for you to start at the entry level, to build yourself up and go up to a level 2 course after the 1-year period, and do the level 2 course and then build yourself up to level 3. So there's a lot more flexibility with the entry, the levels and the entry requirements. And that's important to know when you're doing your research. So if you have a particular subject in mind and you're looking to apply for that, you need to obviously start thinking about the course, where it's taking place. And obviously you're looking at Langley College today. You then need to look at what level you want to come into. And then you're going to be looking at what your target qualifications, your target grades. Now, obviously, it's a bit unclear at the moment what's happening with obviously the qualifications. The government is obviously working very hard with schools and colleges to arrange for exams to take place or for results to come through based on teacher-led results. We are totally aware of that. We are very much flexible on that. When you are making an application, we will understand that you may not have target qualifications or target grades at the moment, but please do make sure you indicate in your application at least the subjects that you're doing, and we will pick it up with you at the interview and talk about and discuss how it's going. What do you feel is going to be the likely kind of grades you might be predicted? And then we will work on the basis of that and determine which level you should go forward with. But the idea is there's flexibility there. You can go up to level 3, you can go to level 2, or you can start at level 1. So there's huge range there. And you'll notice that if you look at our subjects on offer at Langley, you'll see that they do have a range from level 1, level 2, and level 3. So there's a lot of flexibility when choosing a subject. So I'm just going to move on to the process of how to apply for a course. It's pretty straightforward, to be honest. We use our website as a way of making an online application. We don't do paper-based applications, so it's all digital. But before you even make an application, I would strongly recommend doing your research. So a top tip now is to think about your choices. Think about why you want to do that particular course. It could be related to the fact you have a particular career in mind in the future. So if you have aspirations to go into construction, aspirations to do hair in the future, that's fine. That's your destination. That's where you want to achieve and want to be. So you want to look at what kind of subject and what course is going to achieve that goal for you. So looking at careers and the kind of jobs that you would like to go into and doing research was a good way of trying to determine what subject you want to go forward with. If you don't have a career in mind, it's all about what you might be interested in, what you enjoy. So if you have hobbies or interests that you're actually passionate about, and you want to go and develop that further and you want to explore that further, that is a good idea to research into that to see if you can do a career in the future. Where can it lead to? Talking to friends and family, parents and carers is a good way of getting some information. Remember, the last time you made a big decision, if you are turning 16, about your future education was probably when you applied and actually decided what GCSEs you were taking. That's about 2 years ago. So this is another opportunity to think about your choices for the next maybe 1 to 2 years in the future. So it's important you do your research. Now, a top tool to help you with that process is actually our website. Our website has loads of information there. You can actually select different campuses by clicking on which college you want to look at. So in this case, you want to look at Langley College. You can also pick the type of course you're interested in. Now, for those who are turning 16 or looking to a full-time study program, who are 16 to 18, I would recommend ticking the full-time section. And that allows you to filter out all the part-time courses that you may not be interested in and really concentrate your efforts and your research on full-time programs that you can actually apply for at Langley College. And then what you get an opportunity to do is then select the course that you're interested in. There's a fact sheet attached. It tells you about the course, it tells you about the contents, and it also importantly tells you about the entry requirements and potentially what it can lead to. So it gives you an indication of where it can go to. So if it's a level 1 course, it will lead to level 2. If it's going from level 3, it will tell you whether it can go into higher education, and it can potentially give you information about any future career opportunities as well. So there's loads of information there. We have a facility on our website which allows you to put courses that you might be interested in into a basket, so you can actually go to those later on if you want to make an application. At the time when you want to make an application, you need to obviously look at creating an account online. So it takes about 5 or 10 minutes to make an account. The starting point is having an email address. So another top tip is that if you don't have a personal email address at the moment, or you have a school email address, I would recommend creating a personal email address at this stage before you make an application. The reason being is if you use a school email address, it is tied to the school. So if you decide you are leaving and obviously finishing in summer and moving on, any communication that we send you will obviously be sent to that email address. So it's a good time now to create a new and personal email address. Parents, carers, if you can help, that'd be fantastic. It's a good idea to make sure it's in the applicant's name. There's a whole range of things you can use. You can use obviously Yahoo, Hotmail, Gmail. If you've got Sky, BT, you can make a whole range. But the idea is it should be yours. It should have your name in it, ideally, and something that you can access regularly. Why is that important? Because we send communication by email. We'll be sending you information about the fact that we received your application. If you've got any questions, we will probably send them to you by email, as well as giving you a call to talk about the application that you made. And we will also be sending some information about the telephone interview that will be taking place. So all that information is sent by email. So it's important that you have good access to those emails quite regularly. Once you created an email, you can then actually go ahead, use the basket and actually press the apply button. And the apply button will go and launch into another table, another pop-up table on your web page, which will allow you to start building up your account. It will start with a username and a password. And obviously the username is based on your email address, and that will then generate the first stage of making an application. With the password, it's always a good idea to make it memorable, something that you can obviously refer back to. We do have the option to reset passwords if you do forget, so don't panic. But obviously it's a good idea to try to recall and remember the password as part of this process. Once you've made your account, you can then go in and start giving us more personal information that we do need when you're making an application. So my suggestion here, another top tip, is that it's a good idea to prepare, have the information to hand and ready to put onto the system so that you don't waste any time. I think on average, it takes about 5 or 10 minutes to make an application. And the kind of things that we're looking for is as follows. It's personal information. So obviously your first name, your surname, your contact details, mobile ideally, as well as obviously emergency contacts. We would like your address as well. And obviously parents and carers, you'll be able to add in your contact details as well for anybody who's aged 16 to 18. Then we're going to be talking about your actual application for the course. So we need to have information about the subjects that you're applying for. It's going to be there already, but the subjects that you're already taking place. So what subjects you are taking at the moment at school will be obviously needed to be added. At this point, like I said, if you do not have your target grades or your predicted grades, don't panic. The most important thing to do is just add in the subjects you are taking. And obviously we will pick that up in the conversation we'll have with the curriculum at the interview stage. We will also ask about any information about whether you have any support needs, things like learning disabilities or learning difficulties. We do encourage you to disclose that because it's about helping you, making sure we can help you as part of the application process, but also kind of support we can offer you in college in the future, coming up into September. So once you submit all that information, the central admissions team will obviously review your application. We will then arrange for you to have a telephone interview. And currently, in this current situation, we are doing telephone interviews. And we will arrange for that to take place. It's usually on a Monday. It's usually around 4:15 to 5 o'clock. That's to ensure that you have, it doesn't impinge on your school time. And parents and carers, you can obviously be there to support your child as well. So that's a rough idea about the times that will be taking place. We are doing interviews at the moment, so we are already taking applications. If you do make an application, you'll receive an email from us fairly shortly about making an interview. And we will double check that you are available. we will also offer you to confirm the mobile number you would like us to call on, so you can double check that's the correct one, because that's what my colleagues from the curriculum will use to call you upon. And it takes about 15 to 20 minutes, the interview. It's about your application, your aspirations, and your goals. And after the interview process, you will obviously get further details about how to enroll in the future. So as I mentioned to you before, creating an account is pretty straightforward. You need to create the username and password. Do make sure you kind of write that down or keep it somewhere safe, and then you can recall it. Don't forget, we can always reset your password if need be. And it's important that you try to give us as much information as you can for your application. If it's anything missing, it's not to panic, not to worry. What we will do is we'll probably contact you to say there's some missing details, but ideally it's best to do it at the first go. Make sure you give us as much information as you can, and then you can submit your application online. In this slide, there's some contact details for our admissions team. We are available. We will be able to access that. We have a telephone number that you can call us upon, and there's an email address. But when you get the confirmation of your application, our contact details are there as well. And obviously you are more than welcome to contact us if you have any inquiries or queries about your application. We tend to get back to you fairly quickly. We're keen to get you an interview as soon as possible and arrange that. So you will probably hear from us within a few days about making an application so that we can get you going forward with that application process. Like I said, in regards to your interview itself, it's a telephone interview, so it can be a bit nerve-wracking. So I would always recommend that you just stay calm. I suggest you maybe do some role plays. It's a good idea to practice about the interview, because even if you're having an interview face-to-face, it's always quite nerve-wracking. So I would suggest with parents, carers, maybe with siblings, to talk about it, talk about why you want to apply for your course. Make sure you obviously point out the positives, what you're interested in, what makes you passionate about the course. If it's a course that you've never done before, which is obviously new to you, it's not something that's offered at school. It's about the research you may have done, what makes you interested in the course. Remember, we're here to make sure that this course, the level you've applied for, and any career aspirations you have will actually meet your needs. Okay, so the idea is that if you are interested, because it's dealing with a future career, we want to make sure that's the course that's going to get you that future career. And we want to obviously make sure the course that you're doing is going to stretch you, and it's going to challenge you, but it's going to be rewarding, and it's going to be engaging, it's going to be fun, and it's everything that you want. So it's important we get as much information from you as we can. It's a good idea also, another top tip is to write down some questions you may have for that, my colleagues from the curriculum, because obviously it's an opportunity for you to ask us questions about the type of study you'll be doing, what's involved in the course. Find out that question about how much vocational, how much exams is there, how much coursework is there. As I mentioned, vocational courses are the main things that we offer at Langley College. So you can ask those questions now and find out the type of course that you'll be going forward with. You may also want to ask about whether it's going to be progression opportunities, where is it going to lead to? And that's, those are the fair, good questions to ask at the curriculum. And there'll be obviously experts in the field, so they'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. Parents and carers, if you are obviously got questions, feel free to ask those questions as part of the interview process. I know it's on the telephone and that can be challenging, but please feel free to, once the interview is taking place, if you want to ask a question to our colleagues, they're more than welcome to and happy to answer anything you may have. Once you've done your telephone interview, you'll be verbally told whether you've been given an offer, and it's a conditional offer, obviously based on meeting the entry requirements. But that is just to confirm to you over the phone that once you've finished the conversation that you have an offer. We will write out to you in an email to confirm the offer, and then you have an opportunity to go online and accept your offer. So why is it important to accept your offer? Well, that just secures your place at Langley College. Okay, so it doesn't mean you are tied to us and you have no freedom to move around. It just means that you have a bit of peace of mind that you have a place secure at Langley College, and that gives you more time to kind of do research, make sure it's the right choice for you, that you're happy with the choice, and obviously look at other options if you want to. It's important you do that because obviously that ensures that we know you're coming to us and you have kind of given us an indication that you want to come to us. and we are looking forward to seeing you, and we will kind of reserve a space for you at Langley College. And you'll keep on getting communication from us. So, even though you get an offer and you accept it, you won't just suddenly have no communication and it'll be silent. We will constantly send you information about what's happening at the college. We send newsletters and news articles and give you updates about anything that's happening. We'll tell you about any events that are taking place, just to keep you in the loop and get you a feel for what's happening at the college. And then over the summer period, we'll be sending you more details about how to enroll for the course and get ready to start with us in September. Obviously, we're waiting for information from the government, but we will obviously adapt our communication and give you updates as we're going through the process. And obviously, if you have questions, if you have any concerns, please just give us a call or drop us an email. We're more than happy to answer any questions that you have. It's about making sure that we are working together to make sure you are always informed about your future application and that you are making the right decision. And so if you have any doubts, or you've got concerns, or you heard something at school and you want to double check with us, then feel free to call us. Before we go into questions, I just want to just say, one of the main things we always get in our questions and answer session is about when is a good time to apply. This is the perfect time to apply. We know that obviously there's a bit of uncertainty about when the results are coming out, but that should not stop you from securing your future. So basically, if you are interested, you've got an interest of a subject, or maybe you've got more than one subject and you are indecisive, you want to maybe you're not quite sure whether you should go for maybe one subject or two subjects, well, make an application for both of them. You can make at least multiple applications in one go using the same account, and that way you can go for the interview. That may help you decide which one is the right pathway. Talking to our colleagues, our experts in the curriculum, may help you decide which one to go for. And you may end up with maybe two offers, and you can secure those offers by accepting them. And that will give you plenty of time to do some more research, discuss it with parents and carers, talk to your career advisor at the school, and even talk to friends and family, just to make sure you've got an understanding about the course you might want to do in the future. And then as we give you information in the summer, you can then decide which path you want to go to. Okay. So that's it for me at the moment. I'm just going to see if anybody got any questions.
Thank you, Daljit. That was really great. Nice and straightforward for people to be able to follow. So that's lovely. We do have a number of questions coming in, which is really good. If you have an offer but you change your mind, how long do you have to inform the college?
If you have an offer and you change your mind, you can, I think in regards to an offer, your offer is secure. You can accept it. If you accept the offer, it's there. We will be writing to you right up until, even up to September, your place is still with us. If you do not wish to take that offer, obviously you can let us know over the summer period. You can wait for even when your results come through, so that you have an idea that which way you want to go with your directions. It's not unusual. People have a first choice and a second choice as a backup, and they decide at the very end. What I would always say is that if you're still unsure and you're not clear, don't give up your offer. Hold on to it. As I said, we're not going to be, precious about it. We're not going to, not going to get in trouble. If the idea is, if you give up your offer too early and maybe step away too early, then you have to go through the process of reapplying. Possibly you're going to have conversations with us again, and that means you may lose your spot. So best thing to do is hold on to it, get your results, and then make your decisions. You'll have an opportunity to contact us. You can tell us, in August, late August and September, yeah, you're going to go forward with the application, with the offer, and actually come to an enrollment, or you can pull out and withdraw then. We won't be upset with you. If you're talking about changing subjects, I would always say is that hold on to the offer that you have. And if you decide by doing research, or maybe by watching the video today or going to an open day, that you want to apply for something else, I would just say bank that offer and then make the application for the other course that you're interested in. We don't mind you having more than one offer. I think it'll get a bit worrying if you had more than maybe 3 or 4, but the idea is having 2 offers is not unusual for us. We have 3 campuses, we have 3 different sites. So it's not unusual for people to have more than one offer. because that gives you an opportunity to secure 2 places in courses that you might be interested in, and then gives you plenty of time to research. So now is the time to make those applications, get those interviews in, and that will help you. And then you can got plenty of time to do some research.
Okay, that's great. Another question about when you complete the form, it asks for GCSE grades.
Yeah.
What should you put in there? Do you put your mock grades in or predicted grades?
Yeah, so on the online application process in the portal, it will say to you whether it's your predicted or your actual grades. If you are in year 11 right now, you would be looking to put in your predicted grades. Now, if you don't have predicted, we call them predicted, they may be called at your school a target grade. That's sometimes the term they use. If they haven't given you that at the moment, I will leave it blank, okay? Because we understand that these things are not kind of clear at the moment. But please give us your subjects that you are studying at the moment, because what will happen is we will still put you forward for your application. You will have an opportunity to talk to my colleagues in the interview. You can discuss it then and talk about how you feel that things are progressing. There's an opportunity, I'm sure schools are working closely with you at the moment. They may be looking to give you some kind of indications, or there may be an opportunity to refer to what you had from your previous year. So year 10, you might have some predicted grades or achievement records that you can talk about, and you can tell us about your strengths from your subjects that you're interested in. We'll use that information for the moment. Some schools did have some opportunity to do mock exams before Christmas, and so therefore some of you may have predicted grades. If you have it and it's available, please add it to the application. And if you don't, and it wasn't something that was provided to you because of the changes that took place after January, then obviously we totally understand. It shouldn't hold up your application at all.
And are you getting references from secondary schools?
It's not normal practice for us to get references. The only time we approach schools for references is if we feel that we need to provide additional support to you and need additional information from the schools. What we do ask is actually for you to give us as much information as you can. So as part of your application, which I didn't mention, so this is the perfect time to mention it, is that you have the ability on your application account to upload documents in a PDF format. So if you have slips, school reports, references that you want to share with us, any documents you want to share with us, you just can obviously upload them through your account, and they become visible to us and visible to you, so you can see what you've provided us, and we can use that. And my colleagues in the curriculum will actually look at that information as part of the interview process. So normally somebody had maybe done some mock exams, for instance, and they got their results, they may get a slip from the school. You can upload that. But obviously, if you don't have anything, don't panic. It's not like a requirement. It's just nice to have that to hand. But otherwise, just feel free to submit any documents you think are useful. If you're doing something that's like a creative course and you want to show us some work, some images of creative stuff, that you can upload that as well. Any projects, maybe some pictures of some things that you have done. So if you're doing carpentry courses at the school, or things that you created at home, and you just want to show us the kind of work you've done, hobbies or interests, you can take a picture, you can upload it, and I'm sure my colleagues from the curriculum will be super excited to see that, because it can really help us to understand the kind of person you are.
Okay, that's great. What about the timings for an interview? Somebody said they've already applied and have an EHCP,
Yeah.
which has been sent through, but has not been asked for an interview yet. Any idea how long the process takes?
Yeah. So if somebody has got an education healthcare plan, I would say definitely for that person to contact us, call us or email us through, and we will actually look into their case and see what stage they are. With the education healthcare plan, we do need to talk to obviously a support department, which is there to support you as part of the application, to make sure they've got all the necessary information. And we do normally request a copy of the education healthcare plan from your local authority. So those things need to happen as part of the interview process. So if that person could contact us directly, we will look into that and make sure we can give them an update on where they are in that process.
Thank you, Dowdit. I'm just sending that message back to you.
Yeah, I'll be very keen to speak to that person as well.
Yeah, just pop your details in the
yes,
Q&A.
Yeah.
This one's probably more of a subject area
Sure.
answer, but you may be able to offer some advice. Someone is asking about studying travel and tourism at Langley.
Yeah.
How long is the course? If it's 1 year, can I do another year? And I know some courses like level 2 are 1 year, level 3 are 2 years. I just wondered, perhaps you could explain that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So travel and tourism. I'll just put back the slide. I know if it's still on, you can still see that on the screen there. So as I mentioned before, depending on what level you start on, that determines obviously the length of the course. So our level 1 foundation and level 2 intermediate courses are 1 year. Okay, they're 1 year courses. And the idea is that if you start at level 1 foundation, you can progress onto a level 2 and then go on to level 3. Some of our level 3 courses are 1 year, but predominantly they're actually 2-year programs. So the travel and tourism, it depends on what level you're starting on. That determines obviously how the length of the course. So if you are interested to take this further and want to go into maybe higher education in the future, we do things like there's a higher national certificate, which is a level 4 qualification. You will need to do things like the level 2 or the level 3 to get that qualification before you can go higher and progress into university or even do it at a local college. So that's the kind of stepping stone you need to achieve. So it's all dependent on your entry requirements and what level you kind of join in to us. If you have done travel and tourism, maybe at level 2 at your school or somewhere else, and you want to join us, then you'll be looking to start at level 3. But obviously do keep an eye on the entry requirements there. So if you have to do, if you've done a level 2 before, as stated in the entry requirements table here, you need to get qualifications around the merit and distinction level to be able to go on to the level 3 course. I would suggest that person contact us and we'll give them more advice on a one-to-one basis just to make sure they apply for the right level.
That's great. Thank you, Daljit.
You're welcome.
I'm just checking to see if we've got any more questions. I think we're coming to the end of this session now anyway. Just as a reminder to everybody, we've got at 6:30, Rena is going to talk about apprenticeships. So those of you who are thinking about apprenticeships, be useful to join that session and find out more about how apprenticeships work. Don't forget to take a look at our webpage, which I'm just going to pop into the chat, which has got some more information about events that are coming up, subject level events that are coming up in the next few weeks, where you can actually join and talk to the specific subject areas as a whole event of its own. And we've also got some really interesting videos from our students who are sharing their experience of studying at the college. So do jump over and have a look at those. Just a reminder, the live chat is running now. There's lots of tutors there. They're all in the background waiting to talk to you. So if you've got particular questions and you want to maybe find out a bit more about construction or hair and beauty, please just jump onto the live chat. You go to our website, windsor-forest.ac.uk, and there's a little chat icon in the bottom right. Click on there and there's a whole raft of people ready to talk to you. So make sure you take advantage of that this evening. Okay, thank you very much for joining us. Daljit, was there anything else you wanted to add?
Oh, no, that's it, I think. I hope you found this useful. Like I said, we are here to help and support you. So please do get in contact and we look forward to seeing your application in the future.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much, everybody, for joining us.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.